Well, hello friends, it's Julie, and today we're doing our What's Up video for the month-ish of December and a little bit before that. And the theme this time is travel transportation methods. And we're going to start off with tourist brochure. And the nice thing about some of these tourist brochures is that I can run them through my scanner, and then I just edit, just crop those off. Can you hear that rooster? I just scanned it in one piece, and so it was really easy to list, and I really like that. There goes the rooster again. And then it went for about $20 or so plus shipping. Then we have another tourist brochure, and this one is of Yellowstone Park, just a couple hours from me. This is from 1935, and so this one I could not run through my scanner. It was a little bit bigger, or it had some kind of fold, but I just managed to do some pictures. I was trying to list a lot of ephemera. I just got kind of tired of it, because for the same amount of price, I could have just sold a bunch of postcards. But anyways, this one went for probably 20% less than 30, so there's some math there. And next to ephemera are a couple photos, and here is a car photo, and you can see it's kind of faded, and because it's a very pink image, but it's really interesting because you can make out some locations. I wasn't able to pinpoint. Was I able to pinpoint it? South Dakota was the only thing that I was able to pinpoint. I think, did it say on the back? Yeah. Something like that. Kodak company. Somewhere it says South Dakota. I don't know. So that one went for $8.97. Is just a little picture. And the next photo is of a ship. I like these old photos, especially the ones of transportation, because you can get a lot of, like, a little snapshot. Let's see the flag on the mast here. And it looks like you have a lifeboat and some other little ships out there too. So that one went for $19.47. And now let's get into the postcards. And I have ordered these from the types of postcards, the earliest to the latest. So it's kind of you get a little tour of postcard types too if you're not aware of them. Oh, sorry, spoke too soon. One more. I had a whole bunch of NASCAR things, and this is something that I got at an estate sale last summer. I had a whole album full of tickets and stuff for maybe like $10, $20 or something. And so just one of these pieces brought me $10. I actually sold multiple quantities a couple times of these, and I sold them between 5 and 10. So it's more than made back. It's money, and a lot of these I was able to scan. And it just, the ones that I couldn't, I did take a photo of because they were selling fast. So that encouraged me to do that. So that went for $10. All right, now postcards. We're going to start with an undivided back postcard, and the first form of transportation is by donkey, burros, or whatever you call these, and they are hauling wood, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 1907. And here's the undivided back. And that went for $8.97. Okay, the next form of transportation is stagecoach. These are divided back postcards. And this one, hold up, overland coach. I was surprised that this one went for this much when I did my research. But it is an artist signed Davenport on the bottom. And let's see here. My head's probably in the way. You probably can't see it. But it is artist signed. And the back is like that. So it's just a regular divided back. And the next divided back postcard is another horse transportation. And this one is fording the Bighorn River, and this one went for $10. I hadn't really seen this one before. So this one was postmarked in Pennsylvania. And the next divided back is, we jump to the transportation of railroad. And this is the Northern Pacific Railroad nearing Butte, Northern Montana. You know, I specialize in that, and it's been working well for me. So here is the train track, and this one was actually postmarked in Whitehall, which is nearish Butte, kind of. So that was 1910, $6.97. And then this is, I really liked this one. This is Oklahoma City, the land opening. This is when they had the land rush. Did you ever watch that movie Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman? It's kind of that. There actually was several land rushes. So you can, I think this was based on a photo at one point. This is a linen. Did we jump to linens? I think I might have put this in the wrong order. But here are all the people rushing to get their land. Really interesting piece of history, I think. And I'm actually surprised it didn't go faster, but whatever, $3.97. That's just what happens when you have more supply than demand. Here's another railroad. This is this metro station in Germany, and Bad Kissingen. I had a lot of Bad Kissingen Germany postcards, and international sells for me. I don't know about you, but this one went for $7.97. Here is the back. I think they had an Army and Navy, so this one actually came from an APO. So I I think I usually like to put that in there, yeah, because that adds a little more interest. Okay, here is another one, military related. This is a British dreadnought goes into action, and Singer sewing machines all in one. So you have multiple interest in this one, and this is, I think, kind of a white border. This was not a totally rare postcard. Here it is, Singer sewing machines advertisement. So Singer and the military go together. And this was an earlier listing of mine because I had 47 cents on a lot of those and free shipping. So there's another one that I didn't catch to change to actually $1 shipping is what I do now. And here is a lock. Another mode of transportation is ships through the locks. And this was in Pennsylvania. And here you also have a train and a bridge. So there's all kinds of transportation here. And this is a white border postcard because it has the white border. And white borders do have like a distinct look to them in the printing, I think. And that one, it just went for $3.97. White borders are usually not the most valuable postcards. There's a lot of them, I think, the commonality. But I still think they're interesting. This actually should go near the end, just a second. Okay, now we have a automobile in the Redwoods. I know that in the beginning, Matt Jackass Retro said that these big butt trees, modified way of what he says about them, sell well, but I find that they're slow sellers for me, and they're not high-priced ones, so maybe they've run their course or now everybody's listing them because he told them to, and there's too many out there. Who knows? So anyways, this is Chandler Tree, and there is a car in the tree driving through, and that one went for $3.97. Here is the back. Somebody put their drink on there as a coaster that was postmarked in Yosemite Lodge. All right, next one is, now we go to chromes. And these are standard size chromes first, and then we'll get to the Continental. Here's the Keene store. It is a service station and restaurant. So we have lots of interest here. We have gas station. We've got Bud. If I was smart, I put that in the title. We've got old cars. We've got Dr. Pepper. All kinds of good things that people might collect in this one. And it was postmarked, and this was also to Red Lodge, Montana. I had a whole bunch of Red Lodge things, and I guess I missed out on the Bud and the Dr. Pepper on here. But anyways, it sold for $8.97. Then another form of transportation is dog sled, and this was this was in Lake Placid, New York, dog sled team, and there's happy people on their dog sled. I'd be the happy one if I was sitting in the furs and not running behind it too. And there's the back, and this one was postmarked in, that it doesn't say, 1969 is the date on it. $3.97 for that. Here's a narwhal attack submarine in New London, Connecticut. Ships and military, they usually sell. This one wasn't for a lot, but I think it sold kind of quickly. And it is unposted. It was in pretty good shape. $3.97. And this was actually, I categorized this as a chrome, but was it? I don't remember, because sometimes the chromes are pictures of old postcards. So this was USS General Patch and a ship. Let's see the back. Yep, this was a chrome. You can tell by the back, the way it's written and stuff. So anyways, that one went for $5.97. And another chrome. Now we're getting into the continental size chromes. And here we have an airport in New Zealand. And this one sold within an hour. And I was like, oh no, did I underprice it? Because I did my research and I was trying to figure, I didn't find one exactly like this. So maybe I underpriced it. But, for an hour, making $16.97 off a postcard that maybe cost at most 50 cents. Not too bad, I guess, of a business venture. And here is the airport and the plane. The back. It's kind of interesting that they made their own line on the back. So wasn't an undivided back. But anyway, 1968, and it had nice stamps. So that one is out the door today. Actually, I think I shipped it. The next chrome is this one, which is a different kind of transportation, which is a kind of fantasy. It's a steampunk. And it is an illustrated one of just kind of these flying fantastical planes, kind of anthropomorphic. Yeah. And here's the back. So it tells of one of 1,000 illustrations of dynamic America, the age of steam and atom. That was kind of a cool one, I thought, because there are steampunk people out there. And so that one I sold for $5.97. One that is continental size, but not a chrome. I have a couple of these. So they're more like a divided back feel to them. And this one was a passenger ship, Norwegian line. So they have the old ship here along with the new steamship. Not a rare postcard. I actually had 3 of them. I've sold 1, and I did include scans of a couple of them, or actually all 3 of them. You can see that they vary slightly in condition, but they're all unposted. So $5.97. There's 2 left if you want one. Okay, here is a Compliments of Rome, TWA. I have 3 of them. I had 3 of them again, and 1 sold. I used to just only list 1 at a time, and then I would add in the other one once that's sold. And then if I had a high quantity, maybe like 20 of something, I would list 5, and then after those sold, I would add more. But now I'm just going with, if I have them, I'm just going to list them, because sometimes somebody comes along and buys like several of them. So I'm not going to judge on what people are going to want and just price them, because it's not rare. I've got 3 of them, $4.97. All right, so TWA flying over Vatican. And there's Compliments of TWA. And $4.97 if you want one. There's 2 left. We're back to Continental Chromes, and this one is the Busan train station in Korea. So we have stations, and those are always interesting. We've got a fountain here. And in the back, so it does say here Busan station here, and I did do a little Google, and just maybe took me less than a minute to find out it was a train station. So that was $5.97. Probably maybe could have gone more for it, but it's hard to know. So anyways, here's another international, another from Asia, and this is from the road in Japan, and it's just kind of all over the place, isn't it? Like this way, that way, it's like switchback road, and that went for $4.97. There's the front and the back, and here is when I take out my Google Lens, my phone, and do Google Lens to figure out where the heck this really is, and that actually works pretty well. So $4.97. Here's another one that is international chrome. Continental chromes are more popular in international countries than U.S. because I think that they didn't do a lot of standard size chromes. So most of the chromes that I find in other countries are continental sizes. So this is a fishing building in Ireland. Fishing village. Did I say building? So you have the ship, and you've got a sailboat. You got some people here sitting on the dock. Some people working on the ship. So there's all kinds of interesting things. And here is Baltimore, Ireland, and $4.97 for that one. We have a Continental Chrome of the spaceship, and this is Lunar Probe Missile, Cape Canaveral, $6.97. I did have a bunch of space shuttles postcards, and some of them sell fast, some of them don't. It was posted in 1965, and here is the postcard. All right, now we have Reseller. This one, I had a bunch of these in a lot of Continental, I don't know. I bought a lot, and there was a bunch of these Resellers and other ones of this bicycle race, and they went. A few of them went right away, and these have been slower to sell. I think I marked it 20 to 25% off. But they're very rare. I haven't seen other ones up there sold on Worth Point or here. So I put them at 20 and, accept off because I don't know how many people are out there looking for these. So here is the Reseller that's actually quite colorful, very classic looking postcard. And here's the back. And this was $19.79. And probably sold it for between $15 to $17, I think. And here we have a station in Romania, and it is a Maxima postcard. So if you're not quite sure what a maximum postcard is. It's not a big postcard. Maximum or maxi postcards are because they have the image on the front, and then they have the stamp that has something to do with the postcard, and then also the cancellation. So you can see all three things have the same image. And this is often, the classic ones are the ones that are done on like the first day of issue or such, that people, sold something, that people will want to collect. So if they know that a postcard is coming out, they will try to go to that post office that is issuing them there with that cancellation. I think now you can do it online, but before you had to be actually at the post office that did it. So there is that one, and here's, I was just talking, what was it about, commenting about how much, it was Mark from SM Postcards saying that as in, I do this all the time, do upside down pictures. People still buy it. Nobody says, hey, did you realize your picture is upside down? Nobody says anything. So I guess it doesn't affect the sales. $7.97. Now we have a Continental Chrome that is very modern. I actually bought a couple packs of postcards about Montana that were, I think I paid $7 for the pack of like 15, and I've been selling them, listing them for $5.97 each. So these are ones of Billings, and this is antique cars here, and we've got the old airport. This has changed quite a bit. Look at these old airplanes. So these are very modern. You can buy a pack of these today if you wanted to, but I find that it's kind of, if you find the ones that people don't come across every day, you can still sell them for a good price. And that one went for $5.97. I think it went to someone in Montana too. Okay, now we're getting into the real photo postcards, and this one is a Bridge of the Gods, Columbia River Highway in Oregon. And so bridge looks like it could be a train bridge. I'm not sure, but one of those old ones. And here's the back. It says Kodak is the stamp box, so it's a newer one. And that went for $5.97. Then we have a real photo of men in an early car, antique car. I don't know if I needed to put early in there, but anyway, studio prop backdrop, because I don't know if you can see that. That's clearly a studio prop, probably a canvas background. I can't see the line, but this does look like a real car in the studio. And there's three men posing, and here is the back. So somebody wanted $2 at one point, and I got $8.97 for it. I do well with real photo postcards, just of people, portraits, and stuff like that. I sell them between $7 and $10. This one I could have maybe marked it up more with the car, but it sat there for a little bit. And this one was really interesting. I didn't know what this was. This is here is the image, and like, what is that? He's on a bicycle, but he's on the track. And I went to one of the Facebook groups that helps you identify real photo postcards and said, does anyone know what this is? And immediately people are like, it's a rail bike. So that was really interesting that I found that that people are so helpful. And yeah, so location. Did I have a location? I didn't have a location, but I had a date. And here is the entire postcard. It's not in the best condition, but the pictures of real bikes don't come up as often, I think. The Velox is what told me the date range on this one. So here's the zoom in I had. I did actually do a zoom in because in this image it's harder to see what's going on. It's like, are you looking at the tracks? Are you looking at the hill? What is that little thing in there? And so I sold this for $27.97. Oh, the back. I did show you that to you. Never mind. So that was a nice sale. Okay, two more real photo postcards. And this one is the sinking of the Königsberg ship in the Bergen Harbor. And this one was really kind of interesting. I tried to do, how do I figure out where this thing is? And I don't remember how I figured it out. If it was doing a Google Lens image search, or it might have been people on the Facebook group with identifying photos. But when I tried to look here, you can't really make up what is here. But once I figured out, and there's no number on the plane, because sometimes you can figure it out with a plane. What I did was, once I figured out what it was, then I did a Google search for this event, and I actually found this exact same photo here on an article, and that's the only thing I saw. I didn't see any on in a postcard. Somebody had emailed or messaged me on messaged me on eBay saying, this is just a common picture in my country and I don't think it's worth what you're asking for. I'll give you $5 for it. So I'm like, of course I didn't respond to that one. So I let it sit for a few more months and I got my full price out of it. Or actually, no, I did offer a discount on this one. But I thought it was a really interesting image, and I hope that they enjoy it. The back was just a Kodak, so it isn't old, but interesting. Got about, say, 40 minus 20%, and it's about 30 some bucks for it. Something that probably cost me less than $1, so that was a good profit. Okay, and the last one is thank you to John, Popeye Postcards, for helping me with this one. He saw me when I unboxed this one, and I think I picked it up at a local antique store or something. I don't remember at this point, but it is the Clyde Laughlin Railroad Station in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And so go to Popeye's his latest what sold. He got a bunch of multiple orders from him. He lives more near this area, so he probably has more access to Laughlin postcards, because I don't see them often here. I just see a lot of cowboys out here because I'm in Montana, so it's this part of the country. But it's a really cool real photo postcard, and pretty good condition. It was posted in 1910, and so $37.97. I think I saw that they were selling about $30, so I marked it up a little bit so I could give people a 20% off. But I think, and I did have a couple people offer me, like lowball offer me in the beginning, and so then I just let it sit for a while, and then somebody just bought it for the price I had listed, and they didn't haggle for to get it down to 30. So that was really nice. So let me know what you think, and if you have an idea for what you'd like me to focus on for the next time, let me know below, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a joyful day. Goodbye.